Today, we will talk about understanding the endowment effect. The endowment effect is when individuals value an owned object more than its market value. It's basically valuing things they own more, just because they own them. In behavioral finance, the endowment effect occurs when someone places a higher value on an object they already own than they would if they didn't own it. This mainly happens with items that have emotional or symbolic significance. For example, if someone owns a case of wine and is offered to sell it for its market value, they might refuse, valuing it more than its actual worth. This is because they own it, leading to overvaluation. The endowment effect also impacts inheritance, stock investments, and everyday decisions like valuing a free mug differently than one that wasn't given to you. Companies often exploit the endowment effect through free trials, limited time offers, personalization, loyalty programs, and social media to make consumers feel ownership and attachment to their products. Investors can avoid the endowment effect by having a clear investment strategy in place, setting objective criteria, regularly reviewing and rebalancing their portfolio, and having an overarching portfolio goal. Buyers are also influenced by the endowment effect, being more willing to sell items for more than they would buy them for. It's called the endowment effect because it was coined with consumer choices in mind, where owned goods are valued higher than non-owned goods. The opposite of the endowment effect is the reversed endowment effect, where people prefer to get rid of an undesirable item in exchange for an equally undesirable item. Yes, the endowment effect is a cognitive bias because it affects how individuals feel about goods they possess, often leading them to value them more than they objectively should. The endowment effect describes how individuals value owned items more than those they don't own. Overcoming this cognitive bias requires a clear investment plan, including an exit strategy and an overarching portfolio goal. Here are 5 key takeaways. 1. The endowment effect describes a circumstance in which an individual places a higher value on an object that they already own than the value they would place on that same object if they did not own it. 2. Endowment effect can be clearly seen with items that have an emotional or symbolic significance to the individual. 3. Research has identified ownership and loss aversion as the 2 main psychological reasons causing the endowment effect. 4. The endowment effect is closely tied to marketing, in which companies often try to take advantage of this cognitive bias. 5. Investors can overcome the endowment effect by having a clear investment strategy with a plan on when to sell specific investments. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.